Hey everybody, it's the Ioniq guy here, and today's video is going to be one that I wasn't really expecting to make today, but I stumbled upon a leaked document from supposedly a Hyundai dealer that shows the model year changes going from the 2022 to the 2023 for the US market, and it also includes how the allocation is going to be changing from SE, SEL, and limited trims and the number of them that are going to be available for purchase. So, if you're interested in knowing about the 2023 model year, let's get into it. So the first thing we see across the board from the SE all the way up to the Limited is that every model now, apparently, including rear-wheel drive, is going to come with the battery heating system and battery preconditioning. Now, this is something that many of us have been asking for. Not being able to precondition the battery when heading to a DC fast charger prolongs our charging sessions and leads to a less than ideal charging session. And it looks like this is going to be available on every single Hyundai Ioniq 5 going forward, which is great because I personally wanted the rear-wheel drive, but because I live in a northern climate where it's cold for nearly half of the year, I preferred to have the luxury of faster DC charging for road trips. So that's really great to see them doing because a lot of people would prefer to have the longer range than to have all-wheel drive, and I'm one of them, and I'm sure there's many of you out there. The third thing on this list is a seatbelt reminder, which I presume is just a little warning on the dashboard that shows that your occupants aren't buckled in. I didn't even know that that was omitted from the 2022 model year, so it doesn't seem like that big of a change, but it's on the list. So something else that I'm seeing here is on the SE, SEL, and Limited, the towing capacity has been increased to 2,000 pounds across the board. Now that's great. I mean, who's going to complain about being able to tow more? Nobody. So I'm excited about this because it's going to open up the world for some people who want to tow slightly heavier trailers. My trailer is only about 1,200 pounds, so this just makes me know that it's going to be able to tow it with ease. What's interesting, though, is that it doesn't have any mention of whether that's braked or unbraked, but I would imagine that it's unbraked because the 2022 model year was capable of towing 1,650 pounds unbraked and 2,000 pounds with trailer brakes. So it wouldn't make much sense for them to tow it being able to tow 2,000 pounds since it already was with a braked trailer unless it was unbraked. So I'm assuming this 2,000 pounds means unbraked trailer weight. So that's cool. So for the SEL trim, it looks like we're going to be getting the NFC digital key, which was only available on the Limited trim in the 22 model year. So that's nice to see. I know a lot of people would prefer to use their phone as a key. I personally haven't been able to test it out on the Limited as I have an SEL. I don't know what type of experiences people have had with it so far, but if you use it on a daily basis, leave a comment down below and let us know how it's working. And on the Limited trim, guess what? You guys are going to get a rear view, what they call full display camera-based rear view mirror, or FDM. And basically what this is a backup camera that's connected to a display in the rear view mirror, similar to what GM's been doing for a few years on some of their cars, where you don't really see the back of the car. It's almost like you're just looking straight out the back with no C pillars, D pillars, anything in the way. So this is probably in response to complaints about the rear window getting built up with sludge and road grime and all that crap associated with harsher winter areas. And I'm sure it'll be beneficial even in just a light rain because we've seen in a lot of testing that the window doesn't clear itself like they claimed it did due to aerodynamics. I will admit I'm a little bummed that that's only available on the top trim. If that's a remedy, then it should be available on every single trim, or it should be standard on every single trim. But it is what it is, so we'll see how it performs. I know the European models are going to be getting that, and they'll probably be getting them sooner than us here in North America, so we'll see how the system works and if it really does solve the issues people have been having with their windows not clearing. And kind of in lockstep with adding that FDM camera, features removed on the Limited would be the auto-dimming home link rearview mirror. Unknown whether or not you'll lose your garage door openers. Maybe they'll relocate them somewhere else in the cabin, but it sounds like they might be missing if you have the FDM camera. So the other portion of this document looks to be information about the mix of cars we've received here in North America. And if you look at the 2022 model year approved mix, you'll see only 2% is allocated to the standard range SE trim, which I don't know if I have even seen a single person be able to purchase yet. I know they said it was coming in the summer this year, so maybe we'll see a couple dozen of them trickle in, but 2%, that is not very much. The SE trim looks like they had allocated about 18% of the total supply. SEL was the real money maker there for them with 60%. And obviously people want the Limited trim, but it's hard to come by, and that kind of shows itself here with only 20% of cars being delivered to the United States or Canada, I guess. I don't know if this includes Canada since they have different names for their trims, so maybe this is strictly just the US. But yeah, so you can see 20% Limited, 60% SEL, and 18% SE. And it looks like they learned from the 22 model year that not as many people want the SE trim, so they're going to lower the number allocated by 3%, and they're going to increase the SE standard range by 3%, so maybe that's where that difference is being made up. And interestingly enough, they're going to lower the number of SEL trims to 45% from 60%, so that's a pretty significant decrease, but what they're decreasing there, it looks like they're adding to the Limited trim, where it looks like they're going to up that from 20% to 35% of the allocated vehicles for the United States, with 33% being rear-wheel drive. But anyway, I thought this document was pretty important to get out there into the world, since a lot of you still haven't taken delivery of your cars, and maybe now you won't be so beaten down and downtrodden because you haven't been able to get your hands on a 2022. Maybe these are some of the things you've been really hoping to get changed for the 23 model year, and now you have the opportunity to just go straight to the 23 with some of the features that you're looking for. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.